hyping this man up a lot. But we go to Davidson College, and
Okay. Let's just say there's good reason we're doing this.
absolutely, we're going to do it again.
We're not
And you
just
know
doing
what
it
his name is, Joe Cade? His name is Stephen freaking Curry. 32 points. I have the stats right here. He was 11 of 18 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3 against the Nuggets. If you watch the fourth quarter, some of those shots he hit were absolutely ridiculous. I saw one where he had an and one right around the 3-point arc where he got just completely taken out at the knees and still swished it. He was playing out of his mind once again. He did have his 30-point game streak snapped against the Wizards, but bounced right back. And Joe, I think it might be time here for us to talk about this. 2 weeks ago, we said Nikola Jokic was locked for MVP.
Yeah.
I don't know
that was the dumbest. I think that was the dumbest thing we ever said because we didn't account for Steph Curry being amazing.
I think Steph Curry heard us and decided to just shut us up because man's gone 12 30-point games in 13 games. Yep. And I saw a stat the other day, yesterday, which dumbfounded me. From April, I think it was last week, in the 5 games the Warriors played, Stephen Curry shot 53% on contested three-pointers with an average of 27 feet. The rest of the NBA on contested shots from 5 feet and in over that same span, 52%. So Steph Curry shot better on contested threes than the rest of the NBA did around the rim. That's how ridiculous this is. And so we're just going to talk about this right now. Where are we ranking him relative to Embiid and Jokic in the MVP race?
I'm going to rank him above Embiid no matter what. I think Embiid being injured really hurt him more than Steph Curry's injury. And the fact that I have to say both of those players got injured in this season is another topic for another day. But I'm putting him above Embiid, and this is going to be controversial, but I'm putting him above Jokic right now. Because after Jamal Murray got injured, the Nuggets kind of looked like not their usual selves.
And that makes sense, right? A big part of the Nuggets offense. A big part of the Nuggets offense was the Murray-Jokic pick and roll. Yeah. You take that away, it's obviously going to hurt Jokic a little too, despite the fact that he's still putting up great numbers.
Yeah. Although the last game wasn't that good for him, so.
Yeah, it was a little rocky last night.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm not going to put that in my argument towards Steph Curry, but it's not going in my argument for Steph Curry, you know?
Fair enough. All right. You know what I'm going to say here?
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about this back in, I want to say February, when Steph was going on a pretty hot streak as well. Most valuable players should mean the player who is most actually valuable to his team. And a lot of times people conflate that with winning. And of course that is relevant. But here are the facts. The Warriors are a historically bad basketball team without Steph Curry on the court. Like this season, I saw them get beat by like 60, I think, when he was injured. They do not win games without him. He's got absolute scrubs for a supporting cast. Like, look, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, respect the heck out of them, but they shouldn't be number 2 options on a basketball team. Ever. So here, for me, it's like, if you're going off of value, Stephen Curry is the only thing keeping the Warriors from being absolute dog crap. And he's got him 9th in the West. He's got him 500. If we put the Warriors in the East right now, they would be almost out of the play-in tournament hunt. Like, they would legitimately almost be in the top 6 of the Eastern Conference. And in the West, of course, there's more competition. And that's another thing, right? You're going 30-30 right now in a conference that is objectively more difficult than the other side. You've got a guy who's carrying you every night. I mean, look, the dude put up 47 against Boston and they lost. Like, what more could you ask for? Like, and so for me, when we watch this and we sit here, I think he's over Embiid unquestionably. Look, I love Embiid. I think he's been really great for the Sixers. But without Embiid, the Sixers can still win basketball games. The Warriors are incompetent without Steph Curry on the floor. And so, Joe, you know what? I'm gonna totally go back on something I said 2 weeks ago. I might look like a total idiot, but when we are talking about value, it means when you remove that guy from the equation, you are dog water. That is what happens when you remove Steph Curry from the Warriors. MVP, number 1 in my ladder, book it. I know Nuggets fans are going to hate me right now.
And I actually want to point out Steph Curry, as we all know, first unanimous MVP. That season, great numbers, obviously, is one of the reasons why he won MVP. His shooting numbers were better, are better like for the second half of this season than they were his unanimous season.
Yeah, he's averaging more points as well. He leads
Yeah.
the league in scoring at 31.2 a night.
Which
this
is
hot streak. This hot streak we've seen, Joe, is unlike anything I've ever seen from Steph Curry in his entire career.
Yeah, and he now leads the NBA all time in most 30-point games above consecutive 30-point games above the age of 33. Something I was surprised LeBron wasn't on, but I guess he's not that good.
He's a more well-rounded player, one would say.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I can see the comments now. Joe Kane doesn't think LeBron James is good. I'm not going to say that yet.
Yeah.
No, if I want my career to be, ruined, that's when I say it. But
facts. When you need a retirement package, that's when you'll say it.
When I just retired, LeBron James had help the entire way. Wasn't good. But yeah, Steph Curry's been unreal. And the fact that he passed Bradley Beal, who was hot for a lot of the season before his injury, and just points per game now tells you how important he is to the team, almost, because even though they're not winning, he's basically the only guy carrying that team.
Absolutely. And here's the other point I want to bring up with the Warriors offense. When you have no consistent shooters playing outside of Steph Curry, guys are going to cave on you when you drive. Guys are going to be a nightmare, maybe double you at half court. We're seeing that with the Blazers and Lillard, but it's more extreme on the Warriors because the support for the Warriors is even less so. So the fact that Stephen Curry is doing this with a bum ankle and a bruised tailbone and getting doubled at half court, book it for me. I'm sorry. I love Jokic. He influences the game in so many different ways. I would not have a qualm if he won MVP. And obviously the Nuggets are a better basketball team. But again, in terms of value, yes, Jokic, absolutely up there. You can make a strong case for him. But when a team is historically bad without you and your potential playoff contenders with him, after having no support, getting injured, getting completely hounded whenever you cross half court, and still making these shots, and playing arguably better than you did in your unanimous MVP season, I don't think there's anything I could say to counter that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say to counter it right now. But I do think Jokic is currently in the minds of the voters, going to be still number one. But Steph Curry shot up that ladder in a day.
In a span of a week and a half.
I was exaggerating the day thing, but
yeah, I mean, you're right though. It was lightning fast. People forgot about him, and suddenly he's in the MVP conversation again.
Yeah. If I'm voting for anyone right now, it's Stephen Curry.
Facts. I mean, he is, and we've said this, but I'm going to reiterate the point. When you go on a run of 12 30-point games in 13 games, the hottest hot streak of your career, in a year where you got nothing, I'm sorry, that's enough for me. And it's not like he's been trashed the rest of the season before that. He was still incredible before that. Just the ability for him to play at this level, arguably the highest level of his career with minimal to no support, that's enough for me. I don't know what more you need.
Yeah. But we all know the voters for this are just finicky.
They are very biased. Biased.